Hello, hello, hello. It's RocksAlot. Welcome in. And something a little different today. So I have some material to unpack. And hey there, welcome in. I got a couple of boxes, maybe one, maybe two boxes we're going to open. It's got all kinds of new little gadgets on here. So it is to set goals. We're going to set any goals, not today. We're going to just, hey there, that Opal guy. I don't know if this has Opal, but you would know this actually. So this is from Dave Duncan from back in the beginning of November. So Mojave Dave. That's just my little critter that's going to keep watch over me today. And I saw your zebra jasper. Hey Jeff, welcome in. Hey Simon, how are you? Welcome in. Must be almost bedtime. I've been loving the, if you don't know Lion's Fix-It shop, he's over in England, around Sheffield. And he shows some of the most beautiful countryside you can see. And also has a shop where he does a lot of woodworking. And yeah, pretty interesting stuff. So this, I just thought we'd open up this box. This is just a piece that I was going through some bone the other day. And I happened to find this. Looks a little odd to me. We do get fossils around here, but not necessarily with teeth like that. So I'm a little unsure what that is, and it's very heavy. So, hey Stephen, how you doing today? I don't know what's in here. This is from Dave Duncan. I think this is the eggshell number 8 and a few other things. And then I got a couple of other big boxes that I purchased after that I haven't opened either. And I truly have not opened these up before. So this was from 11/7 of 2025. I'm quite interested to see what's in here. And I've got a few baggies here to put together. And maybe we'll bag up some of this. Maybe we'll cut some of this. Well, that's interesting. That sucks, actually. So I bought a whole bunch of bags thinking I'd be able to use them. But they're all the flexi bags and you can't even see in the bag. That's all right. I got them on the cheap. So, but yeah, I hope everybody's been doing well. How you doing up there, Stephen? Is it a little chilly up there, I imagine? I imagine that you and Lion's Fix-It shop would get along pretty well. So let's have a look. There's a few people here. Let me just open her up. Oh, we got a lot of people in here. Welcome in. Let's see if I pulled this. I did. So it's still sealed, and it's from boop. It got shipped out 11/10. I think I know what's in here. I don't know if I got any freebies on this sale. I won a couple times before Christmas, so. What do I do with that tooth? Let me make sure I don't lose that one. I might take it to the university and have them look at it, because it's definitely a jawbone and it's definitely teeth, but it's not really the teeth that we find around here in the streams. We usually find like skate and shark teeth and stuff like that. So let me just turn over everything real quick so I don't show it all. There's a nice gift. If we save the gift, let's save the gift. Remind me about the gift. So what have I got in here? Got my RocksAlot. I don't really mind if you see my prices. Some beautiful stuff in here. Okay. Alright. So let's pull out the cabs that are already done. So I think Mojave Dave is very involved with his local gem and mineral store or shop, a society. Look at that. So it's got a slight blue to it that doesn't come across the camera. But that's number 8, turquoise. Let's do this maybe. Yeah, I haven't got mine yet either, actually. You know how he is. You'll get there. So yeah, this is true, real turquoise. Eggshell number 8. You can see where the wax was on there. I'm not going to test this one because I have some rough of it, but I don't know how stable or unstable it is yet. Yeah, that's pretty. Let me just make sure on my list over here. It says natural turquoise cabochon. That was. This one, I know what this is because I've had some of this one. Let's go back out. Boop. So, this one I believe is Kingman, Smoky Kingman. We have done a few pieces like this. This one's exceptional. Look at that. I love the black in there. That's one of the darkest black matrices I have ever seen. I do. One, you got to get lucky because you got to be close to an internet, and 2, I mean, you just have to bid on stuff and hope you get there. I've done pretty well, and over the years I've gathered some knowledge of what to look for when you're seeing pieces held up. I don't know if I want to tell all my secrets. I could. Look for the size of people's hands. So I got pretty big hands, but Dave's got pretty big hands, and so we can make this cab look a lot smaller than it actually is. That's almost a full inch right there. And let's have a look in here. Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, Dave's everybody that begins with a D seems to be super generous. So Don, Dave, Larry with a D, Tim with a D. Let's have a look how heavy this is just to do this. There we go. So 3.6 grams is 18 carats. So even at let's say $2 a carat, which is extremely cheap, you're looking at $36. So I paid less than 2/3 of what I could probably resell it for. So that's also something that's great. Most of the people that we watch or that we source from, not only are they generous, but they leave a little room for us if we want to be a reseller with the cabochons that they sell. And personally, I like to cut my own stones, but when I see something at a good price and it's got a really good look to it, then yeah, I'll go after it. So let's go here. Yeah, it takes a while. Some of it's just watching. Actually, if you just keep watching, I think watching helps our channels. I don't watch 24 hours a day, but I do watch some stuff. I try to keep it in the same sort of genre or mix of what I'm trying to show. So I'm trying to show jewelry, reselling, antiques, maybe rocks, and lapidary. That's basically where I'm at. Maybe some silversmithing. So this is a chunk. This is number 8. This whole bag is number 8. Let's go out a little bit. Dink. It's a very, very light number 8. It either sounds very hard or it's been stabilized. Yeah, you do. And, I'm sure you've done some of the same opal mistakes that I made. But I got really lucky from the beginning. I really did. From the gentleman that I was, I started off by buying on eBay, and I just got lucky. In fact, one of the things I did look for was this gentleman had really big hands. He played a lot of golf, and after my first few purchases, I could tell that his opals that looked this big were actually, when you got them in hand, a little bigger. So you need to look at people's mittens, and you also need to look at people, do they put it down over here? Do they have something in scale to look at? And yeah. I haven't seen Steven's dice. He did some dice. I'll have to go back and look. So this is all stabilized. You can see it right in there, which is fine. About 95% of turquoise is actually stabilized. Yeah, it's got some nice blue to it. Some blue with a little gold matrix. So these will be fun. I'm going to chop some of these up. Maybe we'll do that live one day. We'll get on the saw and go through it. Let's see if there's one piece to maybe start. Maybe that one. So I'll leave that one out. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. It's got some good stuff in it right there. So, it's not polished, it's stabilized, needs some trim saw, but it's got, well, there goes a piece. There goes a piece to the heavens. And, yeah, it's got really nice potential going through there, even if I cut it right down the middle. So, that'll be fun. Hey, Rates, welcome in. Don't have my explanation. Is that Rolts or Rates? Oh, we got Rates. But yeah, welcome in. And actually, Steve, so I think that's part of it too. So I see you now in some of the reseller stuff, and I think just popping into people's channels, saying hello, and then maybe watching for a little bit, and going to other channels, I think it really helps push your channel out, and people start to understand what you enjoy and what you like, and I think that really helps. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Nice to see you. So this is all, Wendy knows, so Wendy, this is all number 8 actually. It's like a really light eggshell. Not robin's egg stuff, but eggshell number 8. And hi Akira, welcome in. So this Akira was the stuff that Dave Duncan was selling. So this is prior to Vegas. That's a nice chunk right there too. So yeah, we're going to chop some of this up. Not necessarily today. Oh, I knocked the piece off. That's what I did. Let's see if I can find one piece. There's one piece. And I dropped another piece somewhere else. Oops. Well, I'll have to find it later. And then I got one more. Oh, I still got the freebie to show. And this piece, what was this piece? This piece, I got it all photographed and written up. And it really helps now that they're putting the actual stone, just some natural rough. They're actually writing up the stones now on your invoice. And that helps a lot. Because I think I'm going to remember. And then I don't remember. So we might try this piece too. Just some natty turquoise. I have zero idea on the color in there. Just a little piece of rough I got that. Thanks, Dave, if you're listening. So this is from Mojave Dave. Let me show Wendy this. She's still watching. Oh wow. Well, lapidary Dave will be down there. Quite a few people. So that is actually natural number. It's stabilized number 8, I should say, Wendy. It's got this really slight tinge of blue to it. It's really nice stuff, but with that really tight matrix in there as well. Pretty, not big, really nice ring size. Maybe add it to another stone. Yeah, I'd love to go to Tucson. Not yet. Not yet. I gotta, maybe next year. Not quite yet. Oh, that's on my bench. Yeah, we're gonna keep these two out. I'm gonna close that box up. You want to cut something, or should I open up another box? I don't know. Yeah, and actually, so Mojave Dave is, where is he from? I think he's out. I covered it all up. It's not Utah, but it may be Nevada. But he's the sort of organizer or the president or vice president of their local gem and mineral show out there, society. So he's very knowledgeable, always willing to help people, and obviously very generous. So I'm very happy with that. Should we do another box? Oh, I got a giant box. Yeah, so let's open up one more just to see. This one I got to do upside down, or at least I got to. So this is from Dave. Right there. This one was just as early. Boop. So at a Taos, November 13th. And I'm going to open this from the top, but I just can't show you. I couldn't scribble out all the addresses. Alright, this one's pretty big. And I got to find out which invoice matches this. I think we'll stop after this as far as unboxing, because I want to work on it with you guys in the first couple of months and really go through some of this material that I'm getting in. Almost. Let's do that. Let's see any extras in the bottom. Let's bring you up a little bit. Oop. There we go. How's that? That's better. I gotta sneak any surprises. Looking good. Just my name. Now I gotta figure out which one it was. So I'm pretty sure that one is Mr. Don Dupuis from Diamond Pacific. And I believe this is Vegas. So I might need some help on this one, but I believe this is Vegas. I'm going to put that up there so I can see it. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. I don't know. Something nice because it's in a display case. Usually if it comes in a display case, it's pretty nice. Let me do this. I don't know if this is something I won. I was pretty lucky before Christmas as far as the giveaways that Dave had. Let's take my time here instead of tearing it open. It's like Christmas. Normally I wouldn't have to work tomorrow, but I do. Okie dokie. Alright, so this is stuff. And I have zero, I don't even remember. Oh, look at you. That's pretty neat. So, $7. It was just a little point. Unfortunately, it broke off the bottom there, but that top point looks pretty cool. What kind of point were we on, dude? I think it's the. I think I won this one. Dick. It says $7, so I obviously paid for it. Look at that little guy. Really nice color. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I did it. So I bought these back in November, and I didn't open the box until today. They've been sitting in my shop inside. All right. Now that's heavy. That's heavy. Let's have a look at this one. Let's get my... Trying to get where I can read this and guess. Number 20. Some of the red web. Look at that. That's pretty. Really nice girdle. Dave's famous backing. So that's Dave's backing with the copper dust and the Chinese epoxy. So that's pretty cool. Trying not to buy too many cabs because I want to cut my own, but sometimes, I mean, I have to. Because they're too good. They're too good to leave behind. Okay. What do we do here? Got my name. Let's see if I can go through the list here. Hope you don't mind me doing all this unpacking with you. I've lost the scissors already. Be careful here. So I'm mumbling to myself. Trying not to just tear it open like a crazy man. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up. Come on. Super well packed. So I'm gonna guess maybe Lynn did this because everything's wrapped so well. I can only imagine that Lynn would do this. Mm-hmm. What? Whew. Okay. Some beautiful caps here. I'm going to make sure I've got the right one here. Not sure I do. But gorgeous cab. Look at that. This box was $21 to come across the country. So they have a flat rate box. And that's gorgeous. I gotta remember what the dickens it is. Yeah. I'm not sure if this isn't the ceremonial. Oh, no, maybe this is the broken arrow. Broken arrow. red, kingman, 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 kingman. And we go. I'm missing something here. Anyway, gorgeous cat. Yeah, no, I'm Akira. I'm over here in the States. I'm a spy like Miss Wendy. And look at this for a piece of kingman. This is a chunker. Had to pay up for it, but this is just gorgeous. You ready? This is the back. And then, sorry, the phone's acting up. There you go. Look at that. That is pretty much close to a true water web, especially down in here. And then that's the back. So all natural. It's a gorgeous piece of kingman. Let's get in a little closer. Look at that. Make sure. Let me make sure here. Let me see. Wondering if this is Dave's. Nope. So I don't think I have the right invoice out here, but that's okay. We'll take a look anyway. Look at that. Got some pyrite up in there. Yeah, this one's, yeah, beautiful. Great polish too. Need to check something real quick. What did I do with the other phone? There it is. Give me 1 second, I just need to check something. Because I think this is the Candelaria, so I have the wrong invoice out, which isn't good. Not terrible, but let's go there. Nope. There we go. Not that one. Must be that one. Anyway. Gorgeous piece. I know what this is, so I just gotta find it. Hey Mary, welcome in. 136, $12. Look at that. Yeah, so that's gorgeous. I think this was the Candelaria. Really nice. Put that up. You haven't seen this one. This is, all right, if I find that number that I paid for this, sorry I'm all over the place, but gonna have to figure this out yet later, so let's just go through and take a look. Nice piece of amethyst. See if we got a little shine on that one. Got a little crack in it. Is that a crack? Yeah, got a tiny little crack in it there. Natural. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. All of those. Excuse my language. Let's have a look at the next one. I might only do one bag and then I'm going to cut something. I like unboxing stuff, but at the same time I like cutting stuff. Let's see what this one is. Also wanted to show a couple of finds that I had this week. Ooh. And a couple of slabs. So I think I got this for backing, even though it's got some color to it. It might be the same. Yeah, so it's got, I don't know if we can see through it. A little bit. Let's turn that one off. Oop. Let's turn this one off. I think. So yeah, once that polishes up, I'll get a better window on that. And let's do this. There we go. So she got some real blues in it down the bottom here. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Star, how are you? Crimson, welcome in. That's pretty neat. Oh, it's gotta go safe. And that's just another little chip of that. So we'll have to do that on the saw one day. We're gonna have a saw session where we cut some turquoise up, cut some slabs up, but then we can come back to the machine here and grind them up. I think another slab of some kind. Little bits in here. It's a little broken. So let's give that a little bath. Yeah, there you go. So this is a really, really dark piece of phosphosphosphonerite. Really dark piece. But look at the color on that. Hey Star, doing pretty well. Been watching all your little posts out in the garden there. I think it's a little frigid, isn't it? I got my mother's down south there and she's freezing. So I know you guys up a little further north are cold as well. That's a really pretty, that's going to cab out really nice as long as it doesn't fracture too much. I think you probably just poured everything that was in the bag. But yeah, that's really pretty. Darkest piece I've ever had. So that'll be fun. Yeah, it is, Akira. That's a really nice piece. There you go. Didn't cost much. There you go. $10. And I'll get at least 3 good cabs out of it. And it's pretty easy material to work with, the phosphosphonerite. That's just the darkest piece I've ever had. Alright. Let's do this one and then we're going to do some cutting. No idea what this is. Oh, I do know what this is. Now I know. So I'm completely on the wrong invoice. I've got 80% of my stones correct, but this is the block. So if you don't know Sam owns Specialty Cabs and Block, and he started probably, I think, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. he went out and sourced out all his own material, mostly natural materials, and started making his own block. So Kingman, Rio a little bit, but Kingman's and a lot of other turquoise companies, they take all their little bits of small turquoise that are too small to cut or cab, and they put them into a resin block. Oh no, that's not fun. That's not fun at all. My mum was having problems with the oil because she's still got some, she's got a big old oil tank in her house still, or a little house. She's ready to get rid of it because they're charming. She doesn't really use it that much, and they're charging her an arm and a leg just to have it in the house without even using it. So Sam started putting his own block together, which is similar to that phosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphosphospho this is actually a gibbsite. So gibbsite is a man-made turquoise. Exactly the same chemical compound as turquoise. Same makeup and everything. It's just man-made. And then he puts his own, it's actually an acrylic with it. So I bought this whole, yeah, this stuff's really nice. I bought this whole little leftovers that Dave had. And wait till you see this other big block that I got to cut. So this will cut real nice and easy on one of the smaller tile saws that I have. And then let me show you look at this, look at these. These are fun. I'd never seen this material. So here's the outside of the block. And then that's the inside. Now that is what they call kitty litter turquoise. And a kitty litter, I don't know if it's turquoise or a gaspiite. Hey, Mind Plant, welcome in. But this, I like this a lot. Let's get really close, get into those webbings. Oh, that's it. Ah, look at that. That's fantastic. I really like that a lot. And for me to get semi-excited about a rock at the end of the work week, that's pretty good. So some oohs and ahs on that one. This you can, or something similar. If you go to Specialty Cabs and Block on Etsy, then you can. I don't know what block he has right now. He has a new block coming out. I forget what he said it was. Pink coral. I think it's pink coral and turquoise mixed into a big block. And the blocks are usually about 2 kilograms each. And he uses an acrylic, mostly an acrylic, and then just some super pressure. Yeah. Yeah, he's got good stuff on there. You can find stuff like this. Here's a piece of the block. I'm gonna have to, I mean, I got this whole of this for like 70, I think. But look at that. So almost like a ribbon. You can cut out little cabs, have that black on the outside, and that turquoise through the middle of it. He'd, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mary. So this one you can see, you know, that's the edge of the block. All that has to come off. You can see where he's using the outside of the block to pressurize it. It's hard. And it polishes up fantastic. Wish I had a piece out here that we'd finished. But really nice stuff. So, and then, yeah. Another piece, but a little bit different. Little different color in the matrix. Little different color of the mineral. And like little cotton candy almost, but that's what the big companies called their pink stuff, is cotton candy. All right. None of those are small enough to actually cut right now, but I wonder what we could work on. Oop. I got a couple of pieces of rough. Should we finish up? Let's finish up. Why not? Because I might have some more. Problem is, I'm going to not remember what I got in here. I don't have the right invoice out here either. Boop. But I'm tempted to look. I was so happy to get this. This is one that David bought a long time ago in Tucson. I'm talking when he was in his 20s, maybe even in his teens. So just this beautiful carnelian. And it's long. But he's worn it a few times too. But I love these beads on here. Look. Let's see if we can get a little different light on here. Mind your eyes. And we're going to shut this one down. Tink. Sorry to meet you like this. So, yeah. All carnelian. Look at the color on that. That's gorgeous. Got a bargain on this one, I'll tell you. It would cost you $20 for probably 10 of these beads. So I did really well. Really nice color. Alright, mind your eyes. Still alive. Tink. And one more time. Let's keep digging. Ooh, okay. This is some more rough, and then we'll stop at that one. So I've lost a fork and I've lost my scissors so far. I had something. Let's open this, and then I have something else to show you. Just my little finds. Wow. I believe this is the fox. I think. I'll definitely work it out before we cut it, but there's some beautiful rough in here. Wrap this up tight. Alright. So I bought these individually. I think this is the fox. Look at the color. Let's back that down a little. That. That's some nice stuff right there. How about that? Nice and nuggety. So we'll chop that in half. Maybe I'll keep one side nuggety and polish it up. Oh, that big chunk is. There's another one. Let's see what this big chunk in here is. They wrapped this one up a little too well. I'm going to have to rebag all of this. There we go. Look at that chunker. down. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to chop that up and get some really nice cabs I'll get out of it, but I'll also get some nice ribbon pieces too. So you can see where that seam goes across. I might actually come down on it that way, chop off that top piece, make that top piece in sort of a big thick ribbon piece. So yeah, a lot of different ways I'm gonna have to come at this one. But yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys watched Justin's last piece of that black seam opal that he had to try and cut the other day. Ended up a lot smaller than that giant chunk, but watching him, one, it helps me with my own technique, but he also helps explain how to dig into a stone to find the best stone in what you're trying to cut. So we might even cut this little piece today. I think we will. Look at the blue on that one. That's pretty. Alright, let's leave that one out. That's all I'm going to do on this box for right now. I'll get it all out another time. Let's get that in. Get that in. Because there's some we didn't go through. These cabs are just stunning. If you just got here, this is my favorite cab in a very long time. Look at that. Glad to see you're all behaving today. All right, that's probably my favorite so far. That's stunning. I might have to find somebody who's really good at silversmithing to take care of that one. I think that will remain with me. And the rest, we will chop it up, cut up, smooth them out, polish them up, and then we'll sell them. Oh, look, there are my scissors. Found the scissors. I don't know if we have any fossil experts out there, but at the beginning of the live today, so I had a whole bunch of local bone that comes out of the creeks. The creeks here, we get, megalodon teeth, shark's teeth, skate teeth, giant sloth bones. I just, when I pulled this one off, these teeth threw me for a little bit of a loop. Because they're definitely not grinding teeth from side to side. This is heavy. Heavy. I didn't see the rules, Steve. Yeah. No, you're pretty good on resellers too, Steve. You kind of have to be. I think we get locked up in the ladies' jail. I am in the southeast part of the United States. But yeah, I'm not sure on that one. So I might have to take this to the local university and have them take a peek at it. So I got 1, 2. What happened to that nice little piece? 3. I wanted to show you something else too. So I don't know if you know Tanya, who is a silversmith, and she has her channel. It's My Jewelry Addiction. And this last week, so whatever she was doing this week, for some reason, when I was out and about on my breaks, I found the 2 things that she worked on this week. I wasn't looking for them. They really just came to me. The first one, she was doing her paperclip chain. Yeah, I will, because it's baffled me. I just pulled it out again. It came out of the cabinet that I had because I've kept it, but it's really, it looks humanish or sapienish. It's really odd, and it's fossilized, petrified. No, fossilized, but even the teeth have solidified really nice. So it's heavy. It's heavier than the normal fossils that we get around here. So I was out and about, and this was one of my bargains of the week. So Tanya had done her paperclip chain that she made by hand, and I was in one of the local thrift shops and found this. So I'm pretty good with my weights at this point. And I'm like, it's got to be at least half an ounce. And did have on the tag 925. It was $30, which is pretty, I was put off by the color of the rings themselves, but I could tell that they'd been handmade. Let's get in real close if you want. So you can see that they've been hand hammered, hand soldered, and so it's kind of artisan made. It did not have any markings on it. It is approximately probably 36 inches long, and came out to be silver. And it was 38 grams. So 38 grams of silver today I think it came out to $88. So that's just me rubbing that on my jeans real quick. And you can see the tarnish comes off. So they wanted that, either they wanted that tarnish on there, it turned that way from them making it themselves, and they didn't stick it into the pickle, or they just didn't want to put it in the pickle. Pickle is what takes the oxidation off of silver and other metals, but mostly silver. So that was pretty cool. And then Tanya, so Marion, you might know this one. So Tanya, she put out today on her short that she has a beautiful, either gold-filled or gold-plated or real gold opal bracelet. And yesterday I came across this. I'm like, well, that's not really a nice silver. But wait a minute, let me have a look at this stone. And I swear I thought it was going to be fake. And maybe it is fake, but if it's fake, it's the best fake I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure it's not, and I am a bit of a opal-y guy. It was $9 or $10. But it's the weirdest thing to have this, what seems like it's like a plated base metal of some kind. But what's really neat about it is actually the setting style is really good for opal. Because look, they put this little wiring over the top, and it protects that stone from getting knocked. So, I mean, wow. It was a tenner. And actually, look, why don't we do it? Let's test it. Maybe I shouldn't do this live, but we're going to do it. So, we got to heat it up. I probably shouldn't do this. But if it's, if it's not a real opal, I'd rather know. You really going to die on me now? Let me do this. Come on, there you go. All right, that light is almost done, which is a shame. So let's heat this up. And I'm going to go from the back side and see if this goes into that opal. Because it's a point, it shouldn't crack it. That's pretty hot. That's very hot. Let's see if I can do this without burning myself. It is not going into that stone. So, pretty neat. Yeah, reel on both. So, I'm saying thanks to Tanya. I don't know how you manifested it to the other side of the country, but you did, and it worked out really well. That stone's really nice. Normally when you have a fake synthetic opal, it doesn't have the blues in it like this one does. So, but I don't, well, those side stones have a pretty nice sparkle to them, but I think they're probably, I don't know, I might have to go get them tested. Anyway, so those were my two finds this week, and then I wanted to show you something else, which we're going to test as well. A lot of time on eBay, sometimes resellers, you'll see coral for sale, and it'll be a big piece, a big necklace, and I've been trying to get lucky, and I've bought a few that were really cheap, and then when I got them, if you break it in half, I'm not going to do this on this because this is actually thread all the way across. You break it in half and it's been dyed, and it's pretty much like a creamy white on the inside. Yeah, I would imagine, but so this coral's pretty expensive. Like real coral is pretty expensive. This one I bought around just before Christmas. So, but I like the sound of it. I couldn't tell when I was there in the store. And I could see some of the markings on it, you know, possibly. I'm like, do I leave it behind and come back with some tools and check it? And I'm going to double check it today. So that one was like $24. This one was $8.99. I'm like, do I leave it? It had the right look of coral. This one's actually got, look at this. So this one has a stone stuck in there. Isn't that cool? So I'm like, well, for that price, you can't buy, for $8, $9, $10, whatever you want with taxes, you can't buy a piece of coral that big. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the machine. Let's go to the machine. It's about a size 7, I think. Get this all untied here. There's my coffee. Let's get in here. That should work right about there. So what we're going to do, maybe it's a little crazy, but we're going to test this coral. So see how it's got these rough spots in there? I was like, well, it's going to be white on the inside. So let's get a little bit closer. There you go. So what do you say? Which one should we take? Let's see if I can find a rough spot. A spot that's hidden. I don't know. Let's try that one. Actually, let's try the other end of that one because it sticks out a little bit. So we're going to try this. So I'm going to rub it down. Excuse the innuendo. Boop. Actually, we're going to do once on the metal and once on the soft wheel. So here comes a little bit of noise. I'm actually just going to get the wheels wet, and then I'm going to take the geyser away. So just get the wheels wet because I'm not going to be working on it for too long. Let's get that out. Really? Okay. Well, thanks for the heads up on that. Yeah. Going on the metal. And If I thought it was fake, I would snap it, but it would ruin the rest of the stringing on this. So, all right, I've taken down quite a bit already. That was round. It's now flat. That was looking pretty good. I'm going to take it down even more just to double test it. It does round off right there. So I'm actually going to start to sort of tab the top there, just so it's not too sharp on the edges. I mean, I just took that down probably 4 millimeters. And let's go over to the other wheel. Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. Well, gonna round it a little bit. Alright, so it is still red. And then I'll have to finish it up on the next 3 wheels, but look at that. So I took off a good 4 millimeters coming down, 3/4, and it's still holding that color in there, which is just fantastic. So after the live today, go look up how much coral, I think it's probably Mediterranean, how much coral costs for a stick that thick. So it's between 8 and 10 millimeters. And it is at least 2 inches long, these ones. And there's like 20 on here, 25. So that's just fantastic. That's a super find right there. I think like 2 or 3 of these, they sell them probably for around $40, and you probably don't know whether it's real or not, and then you get it and it's fake anyway. So I'm super happy with that, because now I can start using some of those pieces to silversmith in with some of the turquoise, and I'm really looking forward to that. Let's get that under there. Let's back you up a little bit. Let's cut a few. Let's do a little one here. This one is the eggshell number 8, and I'm just going to sort of take off the surface. I want to see how stable this one is. When you got a piece this big and it's white, you worry about it being too chalky, but that's pretty good. When it's chalky, it tends to crack and break, so I got to be really careful with it, especially with a new material. So I'm just going to go around the outside. Give it a quick rub. Lions Fix-It shop was laughing about all the innuendos he's got in his wood shop. Rocks tends to be the same way. Alright, this is actually, I'm going to stop right there. And the reason I'm going to stop is it's almost like polychrome. So the color on that side, this is going to cab out beautifully. And then look at some of the color on this side. And that's really nice. I could make a huge dome on that if I wanted. Or I can cut it down the middle. Yeah, I was watching it work. So I work like the rest of us. I go to work and I work 40 hours, usually 45ish every week. And but they were wondering. I had a really busy day today. I lifted way too much stuff today. I was moving an office today, and making room for an office that's coming in tomorrow. So yeah, I had it on while I was doing some computer work, and I was laughing at myself in my office, and I'm sure my associate employees were wondering what the hell I was laughing so much about, but I did have a good time. Zero idea what's in here. He didn't know what kind of turquoise it was. Definitely turquoise. Definitely got some nice ready rusty matrix. Don't know if it goes through the whole stone, but I think we'll take the edge in first and see from there. So I'll start slowly. Start with the middle wheel, and that's just in case if it's too soft I don't take too much off too quick. Yeah, I was laughing like everybody else. Yeah, let's see what I got here. Very odd color. Not odd. Different. But I don't like the little botroidals on this, the little nuggety parts. I say botroidals. Just little bots, little round florets that form. Alright. A little soft on that other side. Let's have a look, see what we got underneath here. This is turquoise. Hey Dylan, how are you doing today? So yeah, it's a turquoise. Just not that. You know, people think of turquoise as being a sort of tealy green blue, or there are so many different types of turquoise or colors of turquoise. A lot of it depends on the copper content, about how blue it is. But they go from, you know, green to white to blue, dark blue, got pyrites in there, hematites, silver, gold. I don't mean the turquoise is gold, it just holds those metals in there. Alright, so that's not so bad. So which side do we bring it down from? I think I'm gonna flatten out this side first. Welcome in everybody. Back to what we normally do. We just did a couple of unboxings, but I think I like the cutting more than I like the unboxing. It's meditative for me. Channel's been doing fantastic. I don't know what to say about that. Been making like 3 cents and 4 cents each short that I do. So give me another like 175 years and I'll maybe make $1,000. But it's still fun to do it. I've still got those little crevices. This one's not an easy one. We've got a valley there. So do I get rid of all that valley on this side, or do I bring it up from this side? I think I'm going to bring this flatter, and then I'll pack it another time, just to fill in those little crevices, and then we'll go from the other side. Pretty nice. Let's bring this down, see if we're going to leave it as the top. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Ah, Miss Freckle Cat. Hi, Miss Freckle Cat. I haven't seen you much today. Hey, Ahmed, welcome in. This one's slippery. I don't know why it's so slippery. It's got a really, really nice smell to it. So this is natural, whatever it is. I cannot smell any epoxy or anything in it. Give it a little bit of a dome. So you see how this dark matrix right here, you can see where it goes down to, so I'm going to bring that down so I can get some more of the color out. But I don't know which side's better. Huh. I'm not sure. A lot of the time I'll do it, and I like the back better than I like the front. I hope everybody had a good week this week. I know it's the first week of the year, so sometimes it's hard to get back into the grind. How you like my pun? Sorry. This freckle cat there is like the pun queen of the neighborhood. She can have herself laughing in no time. She doesn't care if everybody else is laughing. She'll be laughing. And she'll get my father-in-law going. Hey Betty, how are you? I don't know, maybe we double-sided this one. Because I almost pulled out just this little dot right there that needs to get smoothed out. Let's see. Maybe I can get it out. I'm going to do this sort of two-sided. If somebody wants to set it flat, they can always put sawdust into the setting and set it whichever side that they want. I don't know if you know that, so especially in older jewelry that's older than vintage, I would say, so they still do it today, but like 1970s and prior, they used to use all kinds of stuff in the setting to either give the stone some height or to just stabilize it because it was cut at different angles, if that makes any sense. And one of the ones you'll find is sawdust, old sawdust. Sometimes you find bits of paper in there. I keep waiting to find a message in one, but I've never done that. Alright, so that's actually pretty good. Let's go on to... Yeah, it's almost looks like a... and it's going to go, but it looks like a hawk coming in to catch something. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, the other thing that happens when I get tired at the end of the week is I get a little silly. Can't help it. I start seeing things in rocks. It's still there, really. We got some giant hawks around here, and some pretty big owls as well. I had this, found a hawk feather the other day. It's like a foot long. Alright, I think that's it on this one. I could round it a little bit better. So I'm super happy about that coral. That looks pretty good to me. And then I got 3 more wheels to go on that one. So I keep forgetting I gotta take a little picture. Safe cheese, everybody. There we go. Gotcha. I'm wondering if we should. So I could round this. Let's round this up a little bit. I'm not gonna go all the way, but oh, did I just say that? Okay. But I can semi-cab this and still chop it in half. So the question I have for myself on this one is, do I get 2 low dome stones or 1 really high dome? I can't help it. It's got me in a lot of trouble. You're supposed to get better as you get older, but I don't know what happened. I always had this philosophy that if you didn't grow up, then maybe you didn't get old. I don't know if that's true or not, but... Alright, so I'm going to end up cutting that. I'll think on it, but... I could get a really high dome, bring in where these little crevasses are. And it's funny that some of the words that have changed because I've been over here a while. Welcome in, everybody. 2. Yeah, I'm thinking 2 as well. Let's do a quick blink. Alright, let's have a little piece. We got a little piece. Little piece. This is one of the pieces of rough that we pulled out today. Just a tiny little thing. But you gotta look at your edges for your color. So this one even looks good from the top. So same thing with it. Look at the blues in there. There's a little dot right there that's just... Look at this. Pretty clean. Should come out pretty clean. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, and we won't find out until I get in there. But you see how it's almost glowing? You can't really see with my flat finger. But it almost looks like it could possibly be water web, and I'm doing that from the side. So with certain types of opal, you can tell what sort of pattern you're going to have when it faces up. And I'm wondering, you see how it glows down the middle of this stone? I wonder if that'll produce some sort of water web to it. Let's go back in. I might have to back it too. I'm just going to bring it in slightly on the edges. It is a little, well, it depends which side you look from, but concave or convex. Concave, really. On this side it dips in quite a lot, so I might have to fill that in. I'm going to use that roundness that it already has naturally. So I'll actually back this in because it's not very thick. I will probably JB weld it and back it just real thin, just enough to fill in those little holes, and then give it a flat back, and then we'll bring it down from this side, which I think I can start bringing it down, but I can use that roundness of the stone that's natural like that to my advantage. I guess I learned that from doing pieces of shell opal. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, I gotta remember not to I'm trying not to grind my nails off. I've been a little careless lately. And I promised myself I'd slow down a little bit and enjoy the live for what I enjoy it for, which is a lot of times it's just my mental health, gets my work out of my brain. And then having you guys here just to share it with is just fabulous, really. I don't know if I really thought I'd be saying fabulous, but I did. I really appreciate you being in. Alright, so we have a little peek if we move over first. Let's move over first. Let's go around that. This is the back side. There you go again. Yeah, this is the back side. I'm not pressing very hard. It's only about 3-4 millimeters thick in places. Fabulous or what? I like the word nuggety. Okay, let's have a quick peek. It does still have a few little holes in it, but my goodness, look at that color. Look at that. That is a gorgeous color. I gotta figure out, is that metal in there, or is it just like a hematite? Well, hematite is a metal, but there's little black spots. I don't see them shining. I'm not sure what the natural black in there is. But that's gonna be beautiful. If I can get that down, maybe we should Dremel that out. Cut that down, Dremel that out. I'm going to fill in the back with, yeah, it's a gorgeous blue, really. I've still got a little room to bring it down some. Today we're just having a peek in the window kind of thing, window shopping. I'll be able to bring that all the way in to the blue. And this little hole, it's not a terrible hole. I'm wondering, do I leave it? Because if I get it cleaned out, no. Anyway. Hey, Depression. Rob, I believe. Welcome in. You've been helping out a lot of people over there. Very kind of you. You must have told You must have heard me say the word mental health. As soon as I said that, you popped in. But welcome. Banana Man, mate. Alright. Alright, that's that one. Let's find something else. Something else. We did that one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in the box. There's lapis. Oh, we could do that. How about that one? Good piece of lapis. Make things a little stinky out here. So lapis has sulfur in it. So you won't be able to smell it, but I will. Actually, this is some really nice color on it. So I'm just going to flatten that out and bring in this side a little bit, and then we'll try and cap it out. So lapis lazuli. Oh, there goes that smell. It smells like matches. I wonder if you could make gunpowder out of this stuff, but I don't know. So yeah, lapis lazuli, probably from Afghanistan. It has sulfates in it, which gives it the smell. And then it also has some pyrite in there, which will give it a metallic look. And even the juice is blue. Blue juice. And obviously it was used for dyes and all kinds of stuff for years, not thousands of years, really. We're going to switch over to the 80. Ooh, that's tough. My favorite cartoon, are we going back a ways? Because, I mean, really, growing up, I was probably a Tom and Jerry fan. But then, you know, it's not cartoons, but I grew up watching the Carry-On movies. What's his name? The two Ronnies. Ooh, Woody Woodpecker's a good one. For a Wiley. But I can tell you this. This will show me how English I am. But I have a funny story. Kind of a funny story. It was an embarrassing story. Here we go. Depression's in here. Let's give him one of my childhood stories where I went to go see the Wombles in London. I don't even know how old I was. And so I went to go see the Wombles. I think one or maybe two of my brothers were with us, and it was on stage. And somewhere about sort of the halfway mark, they gave you a break. And So, everybody went and got a drink or whatever it was outside during the halftime. And then they did their second half of the show. Well, I didn't make it. Yeah, I didn't make it back to the second half of the show because I went into the bog, into the loo, and somehow I managed to lock myself in the stall. And I forget this. I think my brother used to tease me for a long time. But yeah, they left me in there for and my mom too. So they left me in there for like a good half of the second half of the show. Nobody could hear me rattling the door or anything. And I couldn't get out the lock. For some reason, the door went and the sides went almost down to the floor. And then my bastard brothers for years would sing that song, and I kind of have the jingle in my head, but I guess over the years I've tried not to remember it. But it was the one about the old lady that got stuck in the lavatory. My oh my, I forget it. But yeah, my brothers teased me with that for years. Bastard. How you doing, Steve? So yeah, they sing the song about the old lady that got stuck in the lavatory. And then I missed half of the Wombles show, which sucked even more. And shaping it on the 80, it's just a lot quicker. It's a little more dangerous as far as making mistakes, or having it chip through. My wheel is still blue. Alright. Hi, Minty. Welcome in. So, don't know Minty. She's out in Arizona. And she goes live, I think, a lot of time in the morning, but she does a lot of cooking stuff too. A little bit of rock hounding, which is always fun. But it was funny, I did an AI test on the short. So, I literally took it's a 49-second clip from one of my videos last week. And then I hit the AI button in YouTube Create, and I let it do its thing. And then I wasn't going to post it, but I don't know, we talked about it a little bit. And yeah, AI decided that I was an American lady. So I didn't know whether to take that as a compliment or not, but she sounded a little funny. I mean, I sound a little funny, but yeah, AI decided to regender me and give me a new accent. But I put it up. Hi, Patty. Super glad you could make it, Patty. Patricia's been one of my early supporters last year, and I really appreciate her coming into my videos and shorts and saying hi to Crackle Cat. Really makes a world of difference. I know these may seem like little things to some people, but it really helps. Brightens up my day a little bit. So yeah, I put that video up yesterday, and within about... the other thing I was testing was to see if by using YT's own platform AI, whether that would push out the short more than it normally does. Normally I get between, I don't know, 800 and 1200 views on the short. Sometimes I get a little bit more. But this one, after I pushed it out, it was like 15 views in an hour, which is not very many. And what are you talking about? I don't know, Pot. What's that word? But yeah, I pushed it out, and Minty made a comment how much she hates AI, and I'm not a real big fan of it myself. I just wanted to see it test. And then I took that same clip, put my own music to it, put my own little text to it, and put that up, and within minutes, you know, I was over the 100 views, 200 views, so I don't think I'll be using that again. Or not soon, anyway. I'm just trying to put a little bit of a dome on this one. Starting to see some pyrite come out as well. This Freckle Cat thinks she's being funny right now. I'm actually French. No, I wouldn't claim that. I'm not French. I learned a little French growing up. My dad came from coal. Fortunately, because of my dad, I did not have to grow up and go down to the mines. So I'm extremely thankful for that. So my grandfather, my dad, and my aunt was a teacher in Liverpool, living over in Wakefield. So was my uncle. I got cousins that work for, I think it's Tarmac. I don't know if it's still called Tarmac, up in the north of England. And then a lot of my family, you know, they're 2 up, 2 down, and not quite, maybe more like the original Coronation Street, but only people that know exactly what I mean by that. It's not an easy life either. But then it also depends what you make of it. Like, it's beautiful country up north. Fantastic. Like, I don't know if I know any other country that's as beautiful as the north of England. And Wales too. Wales is gorgeous. Scotland's gorgeous, just less of the year. It gets pretty cold. Alright, let's have a quick peek, see how I did. So, you ready? So I used to go to Burnley and Accrington, and I know it's all changed a lot now. I haven't been back in a long time. But my cousins still go up to the Pennines and Pendle Hill. And I used to paddle around in the Ribble River and stuff as a child too. You go up there and pick wimberries up in the old quarries and stuff, and look for fossils in the stone walls, and yeah. I do miss being able to do that. Yeah, I don't know if you were in Lions Live the other day when I mentioned the Lancashire cheese and oatmeal cakes. Just going to like Burnley Market and sarsaparilla drops and some of the sweet stores and stuff growing up. And getting, what do we get? We go to the local shop and get like rainbow sherbet and be lined up in the sweet store, wine gums. Alright, very happy with this. You can see a little bit of the metal sparkling there. That's good. Quick. Yeah, people don't. I don't think they have them over here at all. I've never seen them. So occasionally in our local supermarket, they'll have sort of international and sort of a little quarter of an aisle in the British aisle, and they'll have some chocolate digestives and stuff. But I've never seen sarsaparilla drops there. So it's pretty nice. Let's get a little bit closer. Get the close up. There you go. You see that pyrite in there? Isn't that gorgeous? That's a really nice piece. And that's only up to the third wheel. So you can see I went around and put the girdle pretty much the same height all the way around. Got a little bit of a dome on it, not much. And that'll face really nice. Thank you, Star. Yeah, it's pretty. And we did that while chatting. That's pretty nice. So that's what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. All a little bit different. Let's do one more piece. Let me find something. I got lots here. I just don't know where I want to do. Alright, take a look in the box. Back this up a little bit. We'll do one more piece, I think. Find something half decent. Let's get it to slow down. It also gives a little bit of a rest to the machine. Ooh, let's pop this up. There we go. In fact, so that brick material, block material I was showing earlier, this here, this is another one. It's only halfway done. This is from Specialty Sam over at Specialty Cabs and Block. That is his number. I don't think he'd mind me showing you. Super nice gentleman. Always willing to help. Always willing to teach. And yeah, you find him Specialty Cabs and Block. Let's see if you can see that. There you go. And that's on Etsy. So there you go. Block. Here's some other block. Different types. A little more green. A little green. Fun stuff. But we're not. Well, we could do a piece of that. Why don't we do that? That's the agate we did. This is some. I got to cut a few more. We're going to have a big cutting day, I think. I have a few more of these to cut. Yawa nuts, straight from Australia. Haven't been seeing the light of day since the 80s. This one had really good potential, but didn't have anything in it. But when you see that solid ironstone like that, that's really good material for boulder opal. It's actually yawa nuts, and we can pop one of those and find something inside. It would be well worth it. So we've got that ahead of us. I think we're going to do this one and see if we've got any little crevices in there that I need to. A tiny little hole up there, and well, I like that side too. No, but we did used to do, big Easter eggs. They don't do big Easter eggs over here. They don't do crackers at Christmas either. And yeah, we used to get all our chocolates inside and wine gums and all kinds of stuff. There was you just brought up another memory of mine from Belgium a long time ago. Long time ago. I don't know if I can say it. But, Belgium's known pretty well for their chocolates. And they would make some use. This gentleman at a farm would make some really delicate, giant Easter eggs. And we went to go get some sometime, and we went from the front of the house to the back of the barn, and he was doing all his chocolates, and he had all kinds of pelts. I'm going to call it pelts. Pelts, hanging around the outside of the barn. A little bit odd. Yeah, they don't do Easter eggs that much over here, as far as big Easter eggs with toys inside and more sweets inside. I need to get. I gotta wear a mask. I'll be right back. Sorry, I could smell the stone, so when I smell the stone, it's made of acrylic. Almost smells like somebody. Yeah, I was off getting a mask. You'd be very proud of me. Got my mask. The turquoises I'm not too worried about because of the water taking care of the silica. But this smells like you're in a fiberglass shop. So it'll just help me from getting too high. Yeah. Where my dad lived, I can tell you. My dad grew up in Clayton and Moores, and 2 up, 2 down. One sweet shop down the road. Well, a little past the little park that they had. They had a little bowling green that only the older gentlemen and some of the older ladies in the neighborhood were allowed to play at. We'd get in trouble if we went down there. I don't even know if they still have the bowling green there. And in my dad's house on his block, there were probably 20 houses. Well, they're all joined up together. I know you know, but not everybody on here would necessarily know. So there's 20 houses to a street, and mostly made out of granite block. And on his street, well, if you went in the back of his house, so there are 2 stories, two bedrooms upstairs, 1 bathroom, and half a bathroom downstairs, or a restroom downstairs, the front living room, the back dining room and kitchen were joined together, and then you walk out the back and there was a little tiny area, also walled off with stone, to the back gate, and that was probably maybe 20 feet wide. So the whole house was probably 20 feet wide, I would imagine. And from the wall, not just the wall, but because the type of neighborhood they were in, that back wall, from the back kitchen to the back gate, which is the back road, the back street, at the top of the wall was just concreted broken glass. And it was sort of, it was the barbed wire of the day. They used to break up glass and stick it on top of their walls and concrete it in, and that would stop people from climbing in. And if you went down to one end of his street and you looked on the side of the building, you could see, you could see a lot of old graffiti, but from the 40s and the 50s. And but if you looked at the side of the street wall, you could see where the tar from the roof and the joinings had melted from when they got bombed from the Second World War. And the road out front was cobbled. Partially cobbled, I should say, not fully cobbled. Yeah, they did. So 14's a lot. My dad was 3, and then my two grandparents, my grandma and my granddad, and so yeah, there were three kids in one room, and then my grandparents in the other room, and the one bathroom upstairs. And my dad, not to keep going on about my dad, but he was extremely smart, and he used to study. His studying area was actually the bathroom, and they'd put a piece of wood across the bathtub, and everybody else would go to sleep, and he'd stay up at night and study. I have to remind myself when I'm whining about stuff, I have it very easy today. I'm not about what I don't have. It's pretty easy to look back to my grandparents' stories and go like, shut the hell up, so. These days you get to go, what is it, Texaco into Sainsbury's. Thank you, Star. It's just the truth, so, Oh, camera right.
So make me come out here.
Camera right. Oh yeah, to put me in my place. Alright, got a decent looking start. Now, which side do we go? Which is going to be the front? Which is going to be the face? That's the question. Let's call that. So that points to the right. Let's call that right. That one points to the left. Let's call that left. So which side do we? Oh yeah, I gotta watch myself. So is that the front? That's that, the front. This one's righty, this one's lefty. I could. Now you're so demanding, Steven. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I could. The problem is, it's not a problem, but I might want to mark it up. Star. I don't know, you'd have to ask him. But I might want to mark it up here because you have to make that middle edge girdle the same all the way around the stone. It's much easier for me to take off this side and get one edge the same height all the way around, but to actually get both sides the same, it's a little more difficult. Let's do the left. So that's left. Let's try that. Alright. Oh, camera something. Let's get over it a little bit. Alright. Take that top edge off. Kind of trying to get about a 45 degree on it. And then you see, so right now you see, how can I do that? There you go. So you see how I've got it low there and high up there. So I've got to make that straight all the way across, hopefully. And I'm doing this without marking it up. Right? It's a little straighter. Still got a little bit of a hump in the middle. But I'm going to keep going around. We'll come back to that. Yeah. She might send you a cease and desist letter. I think she could handle it. She just has to be forewarned. I'll bring it on, Steve. Sometimes I get notified when you come on, and sometimes I don't. I didn't know about the project that Opal guy was talking about. I don't know how YouTube is sometimes. Sometimes I wonder if even my stuff gets, people get notified or not. It's been really good lately. I mean, not to suck up, but I've really enjoyed the YouTube platform this year. It's really helped me out. Not that it's helped me out, it's given me a new outlet to show the stones and things that I'm cutting, and I really enjoy it. Plus, I love hearing everybody's stories. And so it's sort of got that angle. See the angle there? Got a round angle going around that edge. And this one's not quite angled enough, but it's good. So I'll be back on Sunday again. And I'll be prepared with a few new items I still have. And I'll find the right invoice so I know exactly what I'm showing you guys too. Some of the stuff today I got about 80% of it right, and then there's probably 20% that I'm going to have to look up to see what it was. Alright, come on. I'm going to bring about 30 on top of this edge. I'm going to go down this edge here and do about a 30 to bring it into the center. This is pretty easy stuff to work with. So if any of you that were asking about Sam earlier, ask him for a couple of pieces of the block slabs. It's pretty easy to work with. You do need to wear a mask. It polishes up fantastic. It's just a really different look. Alright, I'm going to go about 16 degrees. So I've done 45, 30, 45 and a big 30. And a little bit more of a 30 on this end. And I'm going to go into like a 15. And that should bring me pretty close. So I've done 45, 30, and then 15. And that should bring me pretty close to the middle of the stone. Another good way to do this is to felt tip or Sharpie the top. And that way you can see where you've hit and where you haven't. And if you're worried about like a permanent marker, use a non-permanent marker. Just don't use a water-soluble one, because it'll come off really quick. Get around this corner here. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you to all those ones that have been here the whole time. That's really, really kind. And then to the new ones, if you hit that subscribe, sorry I'm a little muffled. Hit that subscribe. I go live on Thursdays and Sundays, and you'll get notified if you hit the notification bell after you subscribe. And if not, it's okay. I don't mind people lurking. Thumbs up would be great if you are signed in to YouTube. And anytime you think there's something that might help me, that I'm not doing right, or may improve on what I'm doing, I'd love to hear it. And then if you have any questions, please just put them in the chat. I'll try to see them. If not, I'll see them on when I put the replay up. You can always come back and see the replay. And then I also put up some shorts during the week just to keep ourselves entertained. I don't believe you. So if you go over to that Opal guy's channel, he is becoming the Dremel king. And he's got some pretty neat techniques that you can use at home without having to go spend too much money, and you can go to your local hardware store or Harbor Freight or Ace store or whatever your local hardware is and work with a rotary tool and some Dremel bits. They don't have to be Dremel, they can be some Nova bits or Nova or sintered pieces you can send off to places like Cutting Edge, Rio Grande, quite a few different places you can get Dremel bits for your rotary tool. And then if you like it, you can go bigger. Get a bigger machine, spend the money, but it can be pretty expensive. No, a little bit of a, I don't know what it is. Little sharp mark right here. I think it's where you can't see it. You can kind of see it. See that little tiny right there. I don't know if it's a crack. It's not a full-on crack. It's just within the matrix. But it's pretty sharp right there. So I got to get that off. I'm gonna do that really softly. That's odd. It's almost like it wants to pop out. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it's just harder than the material around it, and that's why it's starting to, it feels like it's popping out. It's not popping out, just you can kind of see it right there. So let's take care of that. I don't want to make any flat spots either, so I'm going to trust that that's going to come out over these next wheels. Let's move over to the soft wheel, maybe that'll help. So when I say Nova bits, do I have them here? They're diamond grits embedded into, it's almost like a rubber. And the sintered bits are diamond bits, grits embedded into the metal. They last a long time. Like a sintered bit should last you years. Depends what you're cutting, of course. If you're cutting opal, it should take, should be a long time. If you're cutting turquoise, even this acrylic block, if you're doing little stones, it should last a long time. And then after that, then you can get into like a full-on Fordham, but they're expensive. Yeah, exactly, Steve, thank you. So these metal ones are just impregnated. These ones, so this wears down. It takes a while, but it wears down. And mine are pretty worn down. And I do have a sintered wheel that I could put on there, but it is heavy. I think I got it from I think it's Lithuania. And I'm worried it's going to, I need to test it. I've had it a long time. I just worried it's going to unbalance the whole machine, or maybe put too much weight on the motor. because it's got a few years on it. Yeah, Roy's great. But even he's started to venture out a little bit into new, different equipment. In dremeling, you've got to be very patient. But with dremeling, you can do carving, you can do convex, concave, you can get pretty much every angle. So, like with that piece I did earlier, I don't want to really take down any more of that blue. I'll take a little bit down, but it's never going to get to the bottom of that little bug right there. You can kind of see how deep it is on this side. So I may end up just dremeling that out just to bring the blue out. It'll have a little pimple in it, or a dimple, but it'll keep the integrity of the stone and the strength and still show the full color on the face. And then if you want, you can use it for little powder stuff. I'm joking. Alright. Round that up a little. Around the corners. I'm looking pretty happy with that. A little bit of a dome going across. What is that little dip? Same place. Okay, so now you can see it. I can see it now. Just like a little area that didn't fill in. So I'm actually going to have to bring it down on the girdle everywhere. So the girdle being the side of the edge here, the height. I'm going to have to bring that down all the way around. Still getting enough side that somebody can set it and grab a hold of that side, that girdle. But to get that little, so it looks like it has a much higher dome now, but I had to do that because I want to try and get that out. So to get that out, I have to bring out that, but I don't just bring it down here, I have to bring it down the whole top. So hopefully I get through it. There's another little one down here. So it may end up staying. It's not a terrible imperfection, but I like to get my domes and faces smooth all the way across. That's just a me thing. Yeah, me too, Weasel. I think we all grew up. Man, Mother Nature fascinated me as growing up. I think it does with all of us. And even all these years later, it still leaves a lot to the imagination that we haven't discovered. You never know. You never know what you're going to find over underneath the next rock that you turn over. Could be a fossil, could be another stone of some kind, could be a coin, could be anything. A fossil, especially around here for fossils. So you never know. Maybe it was something that somebody hid years ago. So it looks like that one's going to stay too. But if you don't look, you don't find stuff. Butterflies are amazing. So Miss Frecklecat is the monarch queen of the neighborhood. Maybe the town. Plus she gets to show it all to her kids. So every year we'll have milkweed, and every year she'll get at least 10 to 20 chrysalises going. And she gets to show that to her kids. What is that? Metamorphosized? Something like that. Alright, that's it on this one. So on Sunday, I definitely have quite a few pieces to finish. I'm really glad we got to do that piece of coral. So that's pretty nice. Steve, I think you chose the right side. I see, that was pretty good. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stones done. Let's practice. Let's turn that off. No, that didn't work. Come on. There you go. So this is the Dave Duncan eggshell number 8. And that has a lot of potential to it. Really nice. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. I really do. I got a good job. Good job. So yeah. Really nice 5. Yeah, I haven't figured out super chats and stuff on lives. We'll figure it out eventually. But really, I'm just here to show you guys what I'm up to. And I appreciate you all for that. Let's get a little picture. Come on. Picture. There you go. So yeah, got those 5. Really, really happy about this. This turned out to be real. Here's a sound to listen to. If you find stuff like that, it may just be real. Yeah, that's one of my best finds lately. All right, thank you for coming in. We're going to do some more unboxing on Sunday. We got some cabs to finish on Sunday. So I'll have some more material on Sunday that you haven't seen before. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, at least the end of this week. And yeah, pretty cool. So thank you all for joining. We will see you either in another chat or in one of my lives. Appreciate all the thumbs up. I appreciate the new subscribers. And take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourself. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the UKers out there. Really appreciate you. Love you too. Stay safe. Stay warm. And we'll chat in the next one. Really enjoyed today. Thank you. We'll have to check it out, Rock. Yeah, thank you all for being here. Cheers now.